Alright, this is going to be a video about the Vasko belly pan. I bought it and I already had it out of the box once, and I tried to return it because it doesn't fit for my headers, and I'll show you in a minute how it doesn't fit. And I'm going to use a different set of headers, forwards and down. I called them and they said all sales are final and there's all kinds of different setups and we don't know which ones will work and which ones won't. And, well, their video only shows a turbo car, and my mistake, I thought they might work for my car, which has long tube headers, and it doesn't, and it probably won't work with yours because all fox bodies with long tube headers, they hang down, and these are 2-inch primaries, and they got I think they're 3-inch pipes. So I'll show you that. Those are my pipes, and that's kind of common unless you get somebody to, or you can make your own headers. When you buy them pre-made, they usually hang low. See, I'm tucked in as high as I can be, pretty much. I mean, they could be a little tighter if they were custom made, I'm sure, but this is the headers I have. And I'll get this out of the box again, and I'll hold it up there and I'll show you. But the bottom of the pan, needs to be way up here. And even if I cut away this back wall that I'm about to show you, it's still, then it wouldn't hold any oil, and it kind of defeats the purpose. Alright, this is it. These are the brackets. These are for the rear, these are for the front. Stickers and bolts. Okay. Put these off to the side. Okay, got it kind of wedged up in there because that's how low my car is. So that needs to come up here. Okay, so in order to come that far, there's not going to be any pan left if I cut around these pipes. So that's not going to work. And this is designed to bolt right here, hanging down just a little bit. So that's quite a bit. It's like 5 inches. That's maybe even more than 5 inches, and there's not 5 inches here. So definitely not going to work. I thought about paying somebody to modify it to cut it here and so it'll slip up in between there, but then it probably would defeat the purpose of a belly pan, because if the block breaks, it needs to be wider. So I'm just going to take these headers and exhaust off and put different headers on, because I really don't have a choice. I'm stuck with a $425 pan that doesn't fit unless I take off my $400 headers. Okay, I installed it, and I got it on that side of the transmission. Spacers. Because if I put it an inch further back, which I'd like to have it there, then there's not room. See, that's as far back as it'll go. I guess if I didn't want to cover the front part of the engine, then it would work to do what I want to do, but it would have been ideal if it was long enough to go around the transmission, because sometimes they leak right there. But that's it installed. I had to take these headers off, but and then put the turbo headers on. It's not a turbo car, but I did have the headers on there before I got those 2-inch headers, and these are 1 7/8, or I think that 1 7/8. So it's not a big difference. Oh, I do have to get the oxygen sensor back up there in front. That's not a big deal. But just know that if you get this pan, see, there's not a whole lot of room there for your headers. So if you have shorty headers, that might work. But the long tube headers, probably not going to work. Forgot to show you the inside here, where it's bolted together. That side fit nicely, but this side I had to put spacers. So other than that, it fits pretty nicely. It's gonna be, you know, still kind of low to the ground, but not as low as those headers were. So there it is.